Yo, happy Wednesday, everybody. Today's Wednesday, April 14th, 2021, almost 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I'm going to go ahead and start with part 3 of our 4-part series. Thank you so much for hanging in here with me. Thank you for tuning in again. Go ahead and tag someone in this post. Or if you're watching this after the fact, go ahead and send this video link to a friend who you know loves to read, loves to write, and possibly could be a good candidate for publishing, right? Welcome. Welcome. My name is Latasha L.T. Jimerson. I am known by my clients as LT the Buddy Teacher because I'm a teacher. I'm a strict teacher, but I'm a loving teacher and I'm a friendly teacher. So that's why they call me LT the Buddy Teacher, because I'm a buddy. I like to get it done, but I like to have fun as well. Okay, so what else do I do? I'm also the best-selling author of the book Visibility. And that is on Amazon.com. You can grab that. It's a book collaboration of speakers. And we're teaching you how to teach from the stage, how to serve from the stage, how to make a difference and impact on the world, all from the stage while living your dream as a speaker. That's one thing that I've done that I'm really super proud of. What else do I do? I am a history teacher by trade, right? History is my second love. I majored in criminal justice and history first because I was supposed to be a lawyer. Then I switched it over to history. So history teaching is my first love. My second love, because my first love was criminal justice. I am a book coach by passion. I love helping people bring their ideas to life and getting their words out on paper and into the universe so that other people can be blessed, right? I'm an educator by profession. I started teaching in 2003, middle school social science, and then I switched over to high school history, world history, U.S. history, economics, government, love it. All the social science stuff, I love it. I have 4 college degrees. Yes, I have a degree in criminal justice, a degree in history, a degree in education, and I have a teaching credential which qualifies me to teach. So those are my 4 degrees. I have multiple certifications, and I won't get into all of those, but basically these are all the things that I've done professionally, which has prepared me and qualified me to do what I am doing today. And so I'm letting you know about these accomplishments, not to impress you, but to impress upon you, like Les Brown says, to impress upon you that you have greatness within you. And if you answer the call, if you pick up your phone and you answer the call to your greatness, there's nothing that can stop you. When you answer the call to your greatness, you become a Mack truck. You become laser focused. And anything that tries to distract you and get in your way will get destroyed, right? So that's just a little bit about me. I also have an immense amount of experience and expertise in retail because as a high school student, I worked in retail. I worked in customer service. I worked for a cable company where I taught people how to turn their cable on over the phone. Like, I'm an tremendous communicator. I'm an amazing troubleshooter over the phone. Like, I can teach people how to do lots of stuff over the phone because that comes from my training in customer service when I used to work for the cable company back in 1998. So all of these experiences, all of these educational certifications, I've taken sales training. I've done a lot of different things. I'm a super connector. I connect people. I connect the dots. I see problems. I solve them. I'm a very good problem solver. Why am I telling you all of this? Because this is me today, right now. right? This is me living in my superpower, walking in my greatness, faith over fear. But this is not who I was back in 2015 when I first started writing my first books. I had zero confidence, no desire to come on social media, very much afraid of Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. I was a teacher, a history teacher, living in a bubble with my head inside of my turtle shell. So this lady that you see right now is a completely different creature than I was in 2015. And why do I want you to know this? Because the person that you are today will not be the same person 5 years from now when you're living your dream, or 2 years from now, 2 months from now, 90 days from now. 90 days is all I need to transform a writer into an author. Okay? So today is day 3. Thank you for joining me again for another episode. This particular series is a 4-part series, and I'm talking to you about writing a book using an amazingly effective outline. Of course, it's an outline that I created, of course. But if you're on your own and you just want to do your own kind of thing, like I did back in 2015, I just created my own outline. If you want to do that, feel free. Today I'm going to be talking about how you can build the outline and how you can take that outline and you can build your chapters within your book. And pretty soon the outline becomes the book. So that's what I'm going to be teaching you today. That's what I want you to get prepared for. Share this video with a friend. Tag a friend, because this content is very, very, very important for you, especially if you're an author already, or if you are an aspiring author, or if you're a writer. This training is for you, okay? So you want to get someone in here, you want to get your pencil, get your paper, take some notes, all right? There are 3, maybe 4 categories of individuals that I work well with, okay? The first category of people that I work really well with are people that already have pages of content that are already typed out, okay? If it's already typed out, like, wow, there's probably 100 steps to self-publishing. You've already taken like 85 of those steps if you've already typed your content, okay? So I love this group. If this is you, say, LT, this talk is for me, okay? The second group that I love to work with is the group that has scattered notes, scattered journals. You've got sticky notes. You've got diaries. You've got loose leaf paper. You've got spiral notebooks with 75 pages and the wide rule and all that kind of stuff. You have things written by hand all over the place. That was me in 2015. That's still me. Like, I write everything everywhere. Sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't. So that's the second group of people. I love working with people that have just scatterbrain ideas all over the place, okay? The third group of people, these are people that have zero content at all, nothing on the paper, because you just can't figure out how to get it together, okay? You have no content, but you have a lot of stories in your mind. You have nothing on paper, but you have a lot of ideas in your head, and you just can't figure out how to get them out, okay? This talk is for you. All right, so if you are in the right place and you already enjoy this content, you're already enjoying this video, what I want you to do is take action right now so that I can see where you are on your journey, okay? I want you to go to my Facebook community, and I want you to join. I want you to ask to join. I will go ahead and accept you right now today. You need to search for it. It's called 2021 Publishing, all right? Publishing for ACES, ACES. That stands for authors, coaches, educators, and speakers. I need you to search for that now. I want you to get into this community because it's a community of about 149 people. So you'll be 150. 150 people who are just super amazing individuals who are doing some things that are incredible. And we are there to support each other. We're clapping for each other. We're like, yes, you did it. Keep going. That's the kind of environment you need when you're a self-published author, because it's a jungle out there, folks. It's a jungle. Okay, so I also want you to go ahead to my YouTube channel. If you're a YouTube junkie like I am, and you've got YouTube degrees like I do, go over to YouTube and type in LT the Buddy Teacher, and you'll get my videos. I have a lot of videos. Click subscribe. That way, every time I post a new one, you'll get it. Okay? And then at the end of this video, if you are super excited about what I'm teaching, then you definitely want to go to myfirstbook.org, because I can get you on my calendar. Matter of fact, you can get yourself on my calendar, and we can sit down and have a virtual coffee chat, or tea if you drink tea. We can sit down and relax and talk about your ideas for your first book. Okay, now there is a little short application if you want to sit down for coffee, because I want to make sure we're on the same page before we get into our chat. So please fill out the application and go ahead and schedule and book a call. Okay, let's get into the content for today. So let me just tell you a little quick story. I started teaching in 2003 at a middle school. I taught social science. My good friend taught science. So she would have the kids for science. She would do all these really neat and cool experiments and stuff. And then I would have them, for history. So we developed a friendship. We would have lunch together. We would hang out on the weekends. We would go to each other's houses. And one day, I don't know why she just said this to me. She's like, "You should be published." And I was like, "Really? Why?" Like you have a PhD. You're already published. Like, you are super successful. Like, I don't think I should be published because I don't know what I would publish. So she kept encouraging me and kind of nudging me a little bit. And I said, I don't really know. So, of course, I procrastinated, waited, sat on the idea. I kind of liked the idea, but I didn't really understand what to do. Until one day she was like, "Why don't you just publish? I'll help you. Why don't you just write something? I'll help you get it published. I know what to do." And so I was like, of course I waited another 12 years before I did anything with that. But that was a great idea. The moral of the story from that story is don't wait, because you already have people around you who are excited about helping you, who value your ideas. They know you have something to say. They know your story, and they really, really want you to get it out and experience a level of success that you haven't been able to touch yet. Okay? So she recommended that, and then she kind of just left me alone. Well, in 2015, I started writing my story. 2016, I had a book. 2017, I was too embarrassed to let it out because I didn't want to face judgment, criticism, feedback. So she was so gracious 12 years later. She's still my friend. And I said, could you read it for me? Because I don't know if I want to put this out. She read it. She edited it. She helped me format it. We published it. I mean, that was my first book back in 2017. And I'm still getting people saying that their lives were changed. Their minds were like blown by the stuff that I had been through. Like, they felt comforted because I had been through so much and I was so honest. So the lesson there is, don't wait 12 years. If your friend tells you you need a book, you should write a book, you should probably write a book. Okay? Stop waiting. Stop procrastinating. Stop being stubborn. Stop being scared. Don't be scared, because you have help. I'm here to coach you, right? I didn't have a coach. I had an editor, and she's a good friend. But having an actual book coach takes your life to a whole nother level. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. But today, I'm going to get into part 3. All right, so part 3 is talking about how to organize your chapters within your outline, within your book, okay? So here's what we've already done on part 1 and part 2. Part 1 and part 2, we talked about Why it's important as an author to have an outline, because you are going to have so many random thoughts that are going to feel random, but they're not random. They just actually need a place for you to plug them into, right? It's like the light socket. When you're plugging up a lamp in the middle of the night, if you want to be able to see something, you plug up your lamp, you turn the lamp on, and then, woo, all of a sudden there's light. Everything is so clear. Everything is so bright. It's like, wow, I didn't know that was there. Okay, same thing when you have random thoughts, you have random ideas. You need that little socket to plug those ideas, and then things become, whoa, I didn't know that was going to happen. Okay? That's why you need an outline. It's a container, it's a bucket, it's a basket, it's a house, it's a place, it's a cup. It's a place where you put your ideas until you're ready to develop them. Okay? So it's like you could do a skeletal outline where there's barely bare bones, or you could do a meaty outline where you really get down to the nitty-gritty details. My outline that I teach in my course is somewhere in the middle. Okay? So this is what we talked about. We talked about the outline is important because it keeps you laser focused and on track. The outline includes your hook, which is going to get people to look at your book. If you ain't got a hook, ain't nobody going to look at your book. So you need to have something that's going to punch people in the face and say, boom, poke people in the eye and say, boom, you need to read this. Okay. After your hook, your thesis is going to be inside of the introduction. Your hook is in the introduction. Your thesis is in the introduction. Your thesis is going to have 3 main points, 3 or 4. It's up to you. Main points that you're going to want to talk about and develop as a part of this book. Okay. Don't be afraid to leave some main points to the next book, okay? Don't be afraid. You don't have to squeeze everything in this first book. So, what is going to happen when you're done with that thesis? I gave you a thesis example yesterday. So, let's talk about it. There was a hook that I talked about in part 1 and part 2. And it was, oh my gosh, he died at 45 because he didn't do no exercise. You like that alliteration? I like alliteration. I like rhyming. So even though that's a pretty morbid topic, see how I kind of flipped it and made it a little bit fun? So that's a hook. That's a hook for someone who wants to talk about exercise in their book, right? So the whole premise or idea behind the book is exercise is good. I really want you to get on this exercise agenda, right? So the hook is don't drop dead, work out now. Something like that, okay? The thesis is exercise is good for 3 reasons. These are your main points. Exercise is good because it helps your mental health. That's the first one. It helps your physical health. Number 2. And your social emotional health. That's 3, okay? So now you have a hook, you have a thesis. Now let's get into the chapters of the book. How do you organize the chapters of the book? Okay, I recommend as a book coach for my clients that are in my courses that you write either a 50-page book or you write a 100-page book. And you need to establish that now from the beginning. Okay, don't just let this thing meander on and on and on for years, because this can go on for years. You can waste a lot of time, a lot of money, and cause a lot of frustration to yourself. So establish from day one, is this book going to be a 50-page book or is it going to be a 100-page book? Okay, I had one person come to me like 4 years ago and he said, I have a book that I wrote in 1968. And I was like, whoa. He said, that book is about 300 pages long. I said, oh, no, you didn't. He said, I need you to help me publish this. I said, oh, no, you didn't. No, I said, instead of publishing a 300-page book, which people don't really pay attention to anymore, this is not like the days of the Shakespearean plays that people used to read, the Greek mythology books, Tolstoy. People don't read those kinds of books anymore. Well, some people do, but most people don't. We're in the age of Amazon, and so people want the quick and dirty. Yeah, they want the quick fix. They want to get the punchline, get the story, and move the hell on. So don't write a 300-page book, because ain't nobody got time for that. Anyways, so is it going to be a 50-page book, or is it going to be a 100-page book? You decide. Make that determination now before you even write one word, okay? Because you don't want to waste time or money. Chapter 1 is going to be your introduction, or you could have a whole chapter that's just the introduction. That's up to you, okay? I recommend chapter 1 is your introduction, where you give the hook and you give your thesis. Bam, right there. Chapters 2, 3, and 4 would be the first main point, which is in your thesis. So for this thesis, exercise is good for your mental, physical, social, emotional health. The first point is the mental health. So chapters 2, 3, and 4, I would talk about mental health in those 3 chapters, okay? The next 3 chapters would be physical health, because that's the second main point that came out of my thesis. So chapters 5, 6, and 7 would be physical health. You with me? I'm going fast. I know. The last 3 chapters would be social emotional health, because that is the last main point that I identified in my thesis. Okay? So then the last chapter would either be 11 or 12, however many you want to do, would be the conclusion, the concluding chapter. Now, you could have a whole concluding chapter, or you could just have a whole concluding 3, 4, 5 pages. It's up to you. There's only one rule in self-publishing, and that is there is no rule. So you make up your own rules. There's a structure and a format. If you read like 10,000 different books like I have, you will start to realize that those 10,000 different authors do things 10,000 different ways. There's a basic standard form and structure, but when it comes down to the nitty-gritty details and the rules, you get to make up your own rules for your own book, as long as your readers appreciate it. All right? Now, within those chapters, you're talking about whatever's in your thesis. So for this thesis, exercise is good for your mental, physical, social, emotional health. You've got the first few chapters are mental health. The second set of chapters is physical health. The last set of chapters is social, emotional health. The very last chapter is the conclusion, where you restate your thesis and you say, overall, as you can see, in closing, this is what I told you I was going to talk about, and this is exactly what I delivered, and this is exactly what you can do next if you want to get a hold of me. So that last part is a little bit of marketing, which I teach you in my course too. In your books, you might also want to include facts, data, quotes, charts, graphs, pictures, footnotes. You can get as fancy as you want to get. Endnotes, the fancier you get, though, the harder it's going to be to format. When you get into the formatting, the words are going to float on that page. They're going to float around like bubbles. So just remember that from the start, okay? So that is basically, in a nutshell, all I wanted to teach you today is basically how to structure your chapters according to your book. So you see, you can't do your chapters until you've done your thesis. You can't do your thesis until you've done your hook. You can't do your hook until you got an outline to get you organized. That's why people are running around here scratching their heads and confused about what in the world they're doing, because they're not organized, okay? So there's a couple things that my clients say about me when we're done working together. The first thing they say is, wow, LT, you helped me get organized, because I'm an organizing queen. I once organized someone's kitchen cabinets for them for fun. That just tells you I'm a nerd, right? I don't have a life, y'all. It's all about books. All right, so that's one thing. Another thing is, people say, LT, you gave me so much confidence. I didn't think I could do this. Wow, there's no way I would have been able to do this without you. And that's so awesome. It's a blessing to hear that. But it's because of the confidence that my friend gave me. back when I waited 12 years to write a book. She gave me that confidence that I needed to be able to get my first book done. So I give that to other people as my service, as my passing it along, pay it forward, right? My clients also tell me, wow, this writing process has been deep. Like, it's emotional, it's spiritual. It's, wow, this is not just writing a book. Like, you're helping me dig up and all these unresolved issues that I had as a child. And some people are like, they're overcoming their bad teacher issues. Like, they had an English or a history teacher tell them that they can't write. And so when they meet me, and I've been a teacher for 18 years, and they're like, wow, you really helped me write. You really pulled this out of me. And you helped me to see my masterpiece. And I knew it was there, but I got so pushed down and so just disrespected by my educators that I didn't feel like I was worth anything. And that happens, and I'm sorry. And I apologize to people straight up. I'm so sorry that you had bad teachers, but I'm here to help you. Okay? And then they also say, you helped me press go. You helped me publish. Like, I was scared to put, I was scared. So I helped them get over that. Faith over fear. Stop being scared and just brace yourself for the criticism. But if you have criticism and you have haters, you doing something. Congratulations. You doing something, boo. And then the last thing is, you help me celebrate my success, because we do the book launch. It's a party. It's a virtual. It's in person. Whatever they want. We launch it. We celebrate it. We take that wine glass and we throw it bottoms up, because this is major, y'all. A book is major. It's like having a baby. It's like running a marathon. It's like, I don't know, doing an orchestra. It's something that's amazing. So we got to get this done. All right, what else do my notes say? Basically, what I want you guys to do now, I'm going to give you another action, because I want to see how serious you are about really getting this thing done. I want you to definitely go to my website, myfirstbook.org, and book a call with me. If you're still here watching this right now, you're pretty serious. Like, you're done researching, basically. You're done with the research phase. You're done making excuses. You ain't scared no more, okay? Because I've already told you that I'm going to help you drink that cup of syrup, which is the courage syrup or serum, whatever you want to call it. You want to get in here, right? I have 9 spaces left for my beta course, which is starting in a couple of weeks. And I'm offering 50% off to any person who signs up today. So you want to go to my website, myfirstbook.org. You want to book a call with me immediately. I think I have some spots left for tomorrow or the next day. I'm not sure. I haven't looked at it, but get on my calendar. Go to the website. Let's get busy. Okay? You know what to do. I know what to do. Let's do it. All right? Have a great day. Thank you for coming for part 3. Tomorrow is part 4. Bye.